So we're going to talk, this is, or 2 weeks after we talked about the balance challenge the last time on that. So in your mind, again, I want to visualize, and what we talked about is standing on one foot and then holding your left foot up and then counting how many times you touch the ground in 1 minute. Our goal is to get to 3 minutes with no foot touches in that. That's our goal, 3 minutes with no foot touches. So we want to do it right foot, left foot, and then we want to do it right foot closed, left foot closed. So what we're going to add today in that, and keep doing, that's something you want to do all the time. You know, think about brain balance is really a brain function that uses our joints, uses our eyes, uses our ears, uses multiple senses. And then it coordinates together, the brain does, and that's what causes balance. So if I have my eyes open and I close them, I have to work better at coordinating balance just using my joints, which are called proprioceptors, and my ear balance in that, but I take one mechanic out of it in that. Say I get fatigued in that. The other night, my daughter and I worked, and I wanted her to do some balance training after she was fatigued, because again, it takes more coordination. You know, whoever has balance farthest away from their body does well. It doesn't matter what age we are. You know, they'd be able to take a step when we lose our balance, keeps us from falling down. In sports, it keeps us from getting injured. So again, I cannot stress enough the balance challenge in that. You can do it all day long. I mean, anytime you get up, you just close your eyes for a minute. And if you don't have 3 minutes to do, even if you're standing in line with your eyes open, waiting to check out, you can stand on one foot, stand on the other foot, stand on one foot. You do it all day long when you're watching TV, when you're on your screen, when you're on a computer, when you're playing a game. In fact, if you're doing something in balance challenging, that's what our next step we're going to talk about. So one of the things is if we take a gym ball or tubing, and that, so now I want you to visualize with a gym ball, which is a great way to add balance. So you're gonna go on the stomach on the gym ball, and you're gonna take your right arm and your left leg, and you're gonna lift them up, and then you're gonna take your left arm and right leg and lift it up. And it will seem like when you're hearing it easy, but when you do it, a lot of you will struggle. So you want to do 10 right hand, left leg, 10 left hand, right leg, and you want to do it on your stomach, and then you want to do it on your back. I want you to get, so then after you get that, you feel comfortable with it, you're doing well with it. Now you're going to close your eyes when you're doing it. Left hand, right leg, left hand, or left leg, right hand. You're going to go back and forth. This is something where you want to put a gym ball in a high traffic area. Balance is something that we practice all day long, and we lose balance fairly quickly. If any of you that have ever been sick for 1 or 2 or 3 days, even a great athlete, you get up and you feel a little unstable. You know, you do not have to be laying down very long before you get up, and like that first few steps, it just doesn't feel right as far as it goes. You know, if you had been watching a movie series, I don't know, you know, any of the long movie series in that, the adventure series in that, even if you sit for 8 hours and you get up, if you tried to run right away, you may lose your balance. All of us have different degrees. So just like we can lose balance by not using it, we can get balance back. There's a great series out there, Interconnect series. I love the researchers from around the world. But one researcher from Costa Rica talked about American children coming down, and they're more clumsy getting in canoes than from anywhere else, or kayaks than anywhere else in the world. They're more clumsy on using some of the lines that you go through the jungles with. They get in and out of vehicles different than other people in the world. But we also know we're some of the most inactive. We spend more time, 6 to 8 hours, on some kind of electronic device than that. So we want to do balance all the time. So again, getting back to, you know, stage 1, stand on right foot, stand on left foot, count how many times you touch the ground. Goal is to get 3 minutes in without touching the ground with a foot. But we can practice that 30 seconds at a time, 1 minute at a time. But we want to at least once a day see if we can do 3 minutes, right foot left up, not touching left foot up, not touching right foot. We want to do that first with our eyes open, and then we want to be able to get to that point with our eyes closed. We now want to mix in that we're going to get on a gym ball. So we're going to lay on our stomach facing down, and we're going to lift our opposite leg, opposite hand. We're going to do 10 right arms up, 10 and left legs up, 10 left hands, right arms up. And we're going to, when we feel comfortable with that, we're going to move to closing our eyes when we're going to do that. We're going to also do the same thing where I'm going to lay on my back, and I'm going to bring my left knee up and my right hand up, and I'm going to actually meet together, touch my palm to my knee, bring it back down, touch my palm to my knee. I'm going to do 10 each way. Then I'm going to open my eyes, or I'm going to do it with my eyes closed. The third thing we're going to add is when you get more comfortable, what I want you to do is I want you to take a tubing, so you can see in the right part of the picture here, and you're going to stand on one foot, and you're going to take the tubing. And if you don't have handles like this, you can just tie a knot in the tubing, but you're going to just stretch it. Take your hands, so your thumbs will be in on your hands, your palms will be down. Make a fist with a tubing in it, have the knot on the outside, and you're going to open your hands as you're standing on your foot. So we're going to add another activity. So you're standing on your foot with your eyes open or closed, but hopefully you've gotten to where they're closed, and you're going to try to stand for that minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever you're working on, but you're going to do 10 extensions at the same time when you're on your right foot, and then 10 extensions. So meaning extensions, I have the tubing, my palms are down, I make a fist, I have the knots on the outside of my little finger, the side of my hand. I'm going to pull it open as far as I can till it comes across my chest with my hands as far apart as I can go. So I've spread them out. I'm opening my hands up, and then I bring them back. So I'm just taking them straight out to my right and my left, holding the tube, stretching it, and then I bring them back together. So I'm going to stand on one foot, real easy, trying to make that happen. So just to repeat, balance challenge, there's nothing that makes athletes better or people better or prevents falls or helps all of us. The loss of balance is just devastating in all groups. When we look at good athletes that can play multiple sports, it's what the common link in good athletes that can play multiple sports is they have balance. And with balance, we can learn the sport faster. For multiple people that they don't fall on ice, they don't get hurt. It's balance that's a common denominator. So it doesn't matter if you're 3 years old or if you're 100 years old. Balance is one of the most important things we can work on. The neat thing with balance also is, as I show the opposite hand, opposite leg, we've also showed that it helps with learning. It helps with coordinating thought. It helps with preventing things like that dementias. It helps. Balance is something that makes the brain have to work, and it's like we take all these boxes and they have to learn to work together. And when all those boxes work together, it makes the brain absolutely much more something called plasticity. It has much more adaptability to its environment, and learning is one of those things. So good luck. We're gonna do a balance challenge in 3 or 2 weeks again. So on your feet, on the ball, on the tubing. But because you don't have tubing or don't have a ball, doesn't mean you can't do this. I mean, you can lean over a chair. You can use anything you want. You can just move your arms without the tubing. Don't use a reason that you don't have something not to do this. So balance challenge, we'd love to get some feedback on your balance challenge. Thank you so much for listening today.